People all over the world are persecuted for things that we take for granted every day. The freedom to explore and practice religion, spiritual beliefs, gender equality, and so much more. We don't live in fear like the Uyghur people or those who practice Falun Gong in China. I hope that today, as we draw attention to those who suffer, that you can take a moment to be thankful for where we are and who we are as a country. Continue to push for more. I stand in solidarity with you and support you today as we continue to strive to defend and promote religion and cultural rights. I commend Viet Tan for their hard work and dedication to holding the Communist Party of China to account. Today is an opportunity to reaffirm the importance of human rights in rebuilding the world we want. The need for global solidarity as well as our interconnectedness and shared humanity. I wish you all the best today and in the future. Sincerely, Judy Sproul. Honorable Judy Sproul, Privy Council MP, Humber River, Black Creek.
End of CCP!
End of CCP!
End of CCP!
End of CCP!
Shame on CCP!
Shame on CCP!
Shame on CCP!
Shame on CCP!
End of CCP!
End of CCP!
End of CCP!
End of CCP!
Shame on 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 CCP!
Canadian team, stand up for human rights. Canadian team, Canadian team, stand up for human rights. Canadian team, Canadian team, Canadian team. I'm going to say Canadian team, and you guys need to say boycott Beijing 2022. Okay? You guys know that Canadian government did the diplomatic boycott, but none of the Canadian athletes said they're going to boycott, right? So that's what we need to push. Okay? Canadian team, boycott Beijing 2022. Canadian team, Canadian team, Canadian team, boycott Beijing 2022. Canadian team, China out of Tibet now. China out of Tibet now. Free Tibet, China out. Free Tibet, China out. Free Hong Kong. Free Hong Kong. Free Hong Kong. Free East Turkestan. Free East Turkestan. Shame on CCP. Shame on CCP. Canadian team, stand up for human rights. Canadian team, stand up for human rights. Canadian team, boycott Beijing 2022. Canadian team, boycott Beijing 2022. All right, thank you guys. So now I'm going to call our next speaker, and it's going to be the Federation for Democratic China. Sorry, we wanted to do in front of the Canadian Olympic Committee, but due to the speakers, we are.
How many of us came out for the International Human Rights Day event? How many of us came out for the International Human Rights Day event for over 30 years? How many? For 20 years? For 10 years? For a few years. Okay. So, this is a long-term, continuing task. It's our mission. It has to carry out from generations to generations. And Michael came out for over 30 years, and I know some others too. But this year, finally, we have some good news, right? And there are more and more countries realize that how evil and brutal the CCP regime is. That's encouraged us. But people have been paid too much price. Too much price. For over 20 years, that Falun Gong practitioners have been organ harvested. And for millions of Uyghurs and other ethnic people have been put into concentration camps. And at least 160 Tibetans have been self-immolated. And many, many other human rights disasters. So, even though we had a little bit good news, and some countries, include Canada, stands up to boycott the Beijing Olympic Games next February. But it's not enough. It's not enough because people are paying so much price still, and people are dying, and people need our voice here to tell the world, to tell Canada. Canada needs to do more. And the so-called diplomatic boycott is not enough. And we need Canada to do more and to stand up with us, to stand up with human rights. So please, let me shout, Canada stands with human rights. Canada stands with human rights. Canada stands with us. Canada needs to do more. And our team needs to stand with human rights. And our team needs to stand with human rights. Let me try our best to tell people there's something much more important than Olympic Games, especially the one is going to be held in the country who committed the most crimes against humanity. So that is a shame for anyone to go for the Olympic Games 2022 in Beijing. Okay, 加油！
大家好，今天我想朗读国际人权日是纪念1948年联合国通过的世界人权宣言。1948年中国参与了起草世界人权宣言。1998年10月，中国签署了世界人权宣言，但是中国全国人大没有批准。国民权利和政治权利国际公约签署至今已有23年，该公约至今未在中国生效。如果在中国我们这么纪念国际人权日，我们会坐牢，被迫害。这个迫害不分族群，刘晓波、张展、法轮功学员、维族朋友、藏族朋友都会因此被迫害。我来到了加拿大后，才真正了解什么是人权。不幸的中国人不但没有人权，更不能谈论人权的权利。但是这个国家刚刚宣布，他们是全世界最民主的国家。讲这些话的人不是流氓，就是无知。当没有人相信他们的时候，暴政和暴力就是他们唯一的手段。不单单对中国人，也把暴力带到国外。 我们需要努力保卫已得到的人权，还有在中国传播人权理念，改变这个国家和这个国家的人民，这样才会有和平和自由。谢谢大家，我讲完了。
Regional Tibetan Youth Congress of Toronto. We are one of the oldest non-profit organization, and we have 88 branches around the world. Our headquarters is in Dharamsala, and we consider as the #1 Tibetan terrorists for the Chinese CCP. Yes, we are the terrorists, but with the peace protest, because we are the follower of dishonest 14th Dalai Lama. And the weapon we have is the truth, the voice. So today, I'm going to call one of our own executive board member, and he was one of the Tibetan survivor during the Beijing Olympic 2008 in Lhasa, Tibet. So, and he got 2 bullets. He got 2 bullets. One is his hand, one is down over here by the CCP police. So he was helping one of the innocent monk during the Olympic Beijing 2008. Sorry, he's going to speak in Tibetan and I'm going to translate in English.
토마 들고서 장기 친구들을 구성해서 당대 돈에 아니 들이대 아주 로마이 타던 그 념수 되는 그 소바 얘기 소다다 처음을 이제 참마다 아는 참는다 자외 그안 참마다 수지 치시에 배야를 와 예명을 타원 주시고요 아 계사 아 자사 참마 배니 와 아니 이도 제는 자는 그 올림픽 처음에거나 아니 수고 전부 나오는 념수 제는 게 아니 나라나 되는 리라네 같은 매달 이번에 라바 야로를 이제 상황을 보니 원인이 자나 혼자 마피고 와라 아 두분양 네가 자는 가서 벨 텐주 제는 게 뭔데 지자네 내 마토바 지자네 네야 배우도 is
First of all, he wants to say thanks to everyone who showed up here, from Uyghur community, Hong Kong community, and Taiwanese as well. And he's saying that my name is Sawang. I was born and raised in Tibet. And during the 2008 Olympic, he was one of the victims who was trying to help the monk, and he got 2 bullets. One is his hand, and one is lower arm.
On the day तने तारो यहाँ जाना शौक की आने ओलंपिक यो यहाँ जाना का नीतू निस्तान्य ले यहाँ जाना छोया के जल्दी चिकुआर पे मासे बा हांबा रो उन्हें से भी कोतो तो जानतो चेक गोया चले शायद जोते काहे से ना कोविड-19 की नाता दी जाना रानी के तांजो रो वो वांग ने चेंजो ने जोपनी ने मो काचे चिगने का चिसो शो रे रो जाना की माचो रो में तो दंडे मिलन का नीचे माती बचे चे कोतो तंदो बेगेलन का तेमी के दडी करने कोतो चेदा हांसाया के जोंबली ले 통슈 रे दी रो 타ጭ 고바요스 오 디나시 그 나로도 다 가서 대박 주셔베 그 로미 토도 메뉴 조번에 니고 같이 지요 드림 나시 그 마음 바라 나도 타ጭ 고바 타시 제 오요스
So right now, all you guys know that 2022 Winter Olympics is happening in China. And China Communist is the #1 who spread the COVID-19. And on top of that, almost more than 5 million people died because of this. And still, they are such a shameful people that the government, that they want to organize the Beijing Winter Olympics 2022. And we must stand up against of that.
내에서 나로서 네 올림픽 니도 니스타니 그네 장사 맞아 봐도 타지들 담배 그 먹고 자는 가서 되는 제고요 나도 니 레와라고 나도 쪼로로 사는 뒤고 쇼베 그 캐나다 게 중내권이 세야면도 미 개발 세야면도 뇽슈 만지야다 레와이스 근데 인자 나도 탕에 로마이 토도 메조게 소바 제디가 냠룬 거니 근데 아나 캐나다 쇼이나 다 개발이나 다 내가 뇽슈 만지로 제세네 레가니가 쳔고슈고 요스
So the main point is that we must stand up against the boycott Olympics 2022 no matter what, and we must work together as one family against the CCP.
아니 다 몸보세고 나서 또 인디는 막 고를 진짜 로가 들이다 아니 야 교사 몸보지 네 대로 먼저 배니 상마라 두지제도 가는 지슈에 배가요 배란데 짜마이 두지제
Thank you. So he's saying that he don't want to take much time because we're going to march from here. So now we have a last speaker. And after that, we're going to take a group picture, okay? But first, we have a last speaker. Nika from Azabar community.
We're not going to take too much time. We're going to say, I just wanted here to say that we're here with your communities, your resilient communities. I cannot believe your strength after everything that you have been through in China, after all the oppression against the Uyghur community, the Tibetan community. We stand here from the Azerbaijani community in full and absolute support. We are here with our brothers and sisters against every bit of human rights abuses that's happening in China right now. We're here against Turkophobia that's widespread against the world. We share a heritage with the Uyghur community. We share a language with the Uyghur community. And we stand here with you today, as well as the Tibetan community and all the minorities being oppressed in China today. We're with you, and I admire your support, and I admire your strength, and I'm here with my support. Do you might want to say something?
Uyghur community is one of the numerous victims of Turkophobia around the world. We say no to hatred, we say no to hatred towards certain representatives of certain ethnic groups, and we stand here to support that effort to eliminate any hatred in the world, specifically in this case towards the Turks community, Uyghur community in China. Thank you, and thank you for all showing up here to fight against hatred, fight against Turkophobia around the world.
All right, so we have a last speaker right now, Anna Nagin from Speak on behalf of Veteran.
Hello everyone. 4 days ago, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced that Canada will join several other countries in a diplomatic boycott of the Olympic Games in Beijing. As a result, Canada will support its athletes in their competitions but will not send any government officials to the Games. Thank you to the Canadian government for taking this step. In response to this news, the Chinese embassy has said that the human rights situation in China is the best it has ever been, and has said that Canada isn't qualified to be a human rights preacher when it has committed so many crimes against Indigenous people. But two wrongs cannot make a right. Canada can be on its truth and reconciliation journey and at the same time recognize the atrocities that are being committed in China. Universally, human beings know that there are some things we cannot tolerate in our society. Violence, oppression, prison camps, arbitrary detention, the attempted genocide of Uyghur Muslims in China. I'm able to stand here today at all because when my father was younger than I am now, he got on a tiny boat and floated out in the middle of the ocean. He almost died out there, and millions of people like him did. But he had to do this to have a chance at a better life than the one he had in Vietnam. Because Vietnam was and still is committing many of the same crimes: violence, oppression, prison camps, arbitrary detentions. So when we hear the Chinese embassy say that things are the best they have ever been, we have to remember that this is after years and years of terrible human rights violations, and better is not good enough. In the Vietnamese community, we know that there are still ongoing issues because every day, people continue to try to flee the country. In October of 2019, 39 people from Vietnam were found dead in a trailer of a truck in the United Kingdom after paying thousands and thousands of dollars to be able to start new lives. When I looked up this story again to prepare this, I was directed to another similar incident where 58 people were discovered dead in a truck in the UK, this time migrants from China. And we are reminded that nobody decides to run from their own home unless that home is on fire. People do not risk their lives to flee their countries unless their lives are already at risk. Those who are here now who have political voices and can stand must do so. Today, in recognition of International Human Rights Day, we stand and use our voices to condemn human rights abuses all over the world. I call on the Canadian government to continue challenging human rights violations in its own conduct and in other countries where people are being oppressed every day. We do not have human rights until every human has those rights.
Thank you.